mud water?
I don't know if we're live.
We're live. If Noah says we're live, we're live. Noah, can you hear us? So, Vicky, I know you don't like me to talk about social media because yet we're on social media.
Yes.
So, in the last month, how many views did we get across the platforms on our videos?
I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 4 million. I'm not sure.
You are way off.
Oh,
across
am I?
all the platforms in under 30 days. Was it 26 days now? They're about over 22 million views.
Get out of town.
Yeah, 22 million views.
Wow.
Yes, and Vicky does not want me to say follow on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Vinny_Brand. She doesn't want me
You
to say
said
that.
it anyway.
I do, because you know what, Vicky? That's a big number. I'm
That
happy.
is a very big number.
Yes, and so it's Tuesday night. I'm jacked up. I want to say thank you right away to our good friend Chris and Babette, our good friends.
Yes.
Because they brought me a scotch, and I haven't tried it yet. But you know, scotch is my jam.
Right.
So I did my mud water.
Right.
Now I have my scotch. It's my poor man's 8-ball.
Right. Your poor man's 8-ball. I like it. I like it.
Up and down. And this is Monkey Shoulder Scotch. It's a blended Scotch whiskey.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, I like the blends. I like the single malt. I like it all. I'll take a taste. Oh, that is good. That's very good. That's a nice, smooth, blended. You want to try it?
No. But you know what? I'm not a scotch drinker, Vinny.
That's why I like to see it.
I've tried. You know what? I'll try a little.
Gotta go try.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
if you get
yeah,
Vicky's
yeah.
face here. You don't want Vicky's face here.
Ooh, yeah. Brings me back to my
This
teenage
is why
days.
men ran the world originally, because we could drink stuff like this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't know how you enjoy that. Ah. Oh, gross.
I enjoy this. And I got used to this the same way I got used to being married.
Oh, okay. All right. I can see where we're going. You just got to tolerate it, even if it's really nasty.
You know, I'm the happiest married guy in the world.
Yeah.
I need a cough button. So we have a big show.
Yes.
I want to say that if Tabby's watching, I drove her across country yesterday.
Across country, it was really up. I mean, you act like I haven't done the drive myself a couple times.
It's not up. It was 80 west the entire time west.
No, you go 80 west and then you're going up. Michigan is up. Michigan is not this way. It's this way.
I drove halfway to Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
I drove Tabby back last night, and we had a great time. Really fun time.
Right.
And then this morning we got up and did a little breakfast, and I flew back here to be
Right.
here at the show. So Tabby, if you're watching, you understand I had such a good time with you. What a fun drive.
Yeah, that is fun.
We talked music the whole way.
Did you?
And we introduced each other to different music genres.
Uh-huh.
And she likes my music, and I like some of hers. Because, you know, it's hard for me to hear new lyrics.
Right.
But yesterday I introduced her to some really great songs, and she liked them all.
And what great new songs, because you haven't stepped out of the 70s. So I'm not sure what new songs they are.
They're new to her.
So they're not like new.
Well, I introduced her to some songs off of Nebraska, Springsteen's Nebraska, which she didn't know about.
Right.
And I introduced her to Johnny Cash, a couple songs from Folsom that she had not heard,
Okay.
because you like Johnny Cash.
I do like Johnny Cash. I do like Johnny Cash.
I introduced her to the Temptations,
Right.
Just My Imagination. That's some great stuff.
That is good. That is good stuff. But you know, I'll never forget the time when Cassie was 5, and I got in the van. It was me, Maddie, and Tabby and Cassie. We get in the van, and a Beatles song. And it was one of the obscure Beatles songs comes on, and Cassie starts singing along, and we all turned and looked at her, and I said, "Cass, does Dad only play Beatles when you two are together?" And she goes, "That's all he plays is Beatles." So you try to indoctrinate them young.
It's the best.
Yeah.
There's nothing better. There's nothing better. It's not even close.
Right. Well, I'm having a hard time bringing up the comments, so I don't know if anyone is saying
well-
hi.
Well, that's tell them too. If you're on Vinny Brand or you're on a Comics Tale or the Club in Bridgeport, get on the Facebook page in New Brunswick.
Yes.
That's where we can see you.
That's
where, right. And so we lost our intern.
We didn't lose her. She went to college.
Well, she's not here.
Right.
I think Babette and Chris are kissing on the couch. It's very weird.
They're on a date.
We have Chris and Van. I looked over and she's making out with him. What is wrong? What is wrong? That's so wrong.
So let's talk about what we did this past weekend. So
I love
first, we had Derek, our GM's surprise party,
Fun time.
which was so fun.
So much fun.
And I actually have a picture of that. Can we show that picture?
Can I see the picture we're showing?
Yeah, it should pop
Because I didn't even tune in yet.
up.
The best thing about the party is that I beat everybody.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm going to say what we did. So we went bowling and we surprised him. And I feel bad because I can't. Yeah.
It's okay. Don't worry. You get there.
Yeah, well, it's, you know what is the picture's up. Yeah. And so that's the bulk of our staff, everyone that could make it. And it was such a fun time. And I'm buffering right now. Do you think we're buffering, Noah? I was just buffering myself. I can see it that I'm buffering.
We got to get a better solution. I do not see buffering, but I'm also just tuning in here. So,
Okay.
yep,
So-
I'm buffering.
Yeah, I'm buffering too. Let me text my mom. I haven't heard from Todd or the Ginsburgs.
So anyway, we went bowling at Bolero in North Brunswick. It was my job to get Derek there, and I think I did a great job fooling Derek to get him there.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a lot of work for me to pull it off because I can't figure out a way to get a guy to meet me on a Wednesday night at a bowling alley.
Well, it was true to form because you were late and you had him sitting in New Brunswick. And we had said if you were on time or you were early, then we think you would have blown the surprise.
I was pretty much I'm within 10 minutes.
You were an hour late. You were still at the house when you were supposed to meet him in New Brunswick.
Oh, I was late to meet him, but not late for the party.
Yeah, no, yes.
I don't care about that. That
Yeah.
part was a well-oiled machine.
Yes, a well-oiled machine.
I bowled a 160. Vicky bowled a 125.
I don't know. I was just, I was in it for the first two games and then I moved on. But so we did that, which was super fun. And we have really the greatest staff ever. And I love being with them. That's so much fun.
We were missing Jeanette and Ryan.
We're missing Jeanette and Ryan and Laz.
Laz didn't come.
Yeah.
Couple people.
And then our satellite people, like my mom
Right.
and Reenie.
Tabby was at Michigan.
And Tabby was in Michigan. Yeah. So we were missing some people. And then you did the taping at Helium.
Yeah, I take my album
Mm-hmm.
and what's going to end up being I didn't do an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I did a 37-minute set, which is what I wanted to do.
Right.
And so it's a 37-minute stand-up visual
Right.
and a 37-minute clean set for the clean side of Sirius.
Right.
And then the late show, I did a whole different set
Mm-hmm.
and recorded again. So we should get some great clips out of it.
Right, but I especially you knocked it out of the park. You knocked it out of the park. But I had a couple favorite moments. Couple favorite. One when we were sitting back with the two other comedians on the show. Very lovely people, but they were single. Well, I mean, one was in a relationship, but they're younger, not married, no kids, very different lifestyles because we were talking about how we play board games.
Right.
We've been together for 27 years.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow, that sounds like fun.
I do cocaine off boards.
And then we didn't stop there. We talked about the big Christmas Day fight over Connect 4.
Yeah.
With the tournament that the family was in.
Yes.
You storming out. Did you see their faces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They could not relate to us at all.
Couldn't relate.
Yeah, Babette's like this. Yes, Babette. They did. They thought we were crazy.
Couldn't
Because
relate.
we're like, we got Connect 4. We had the big tournament. We got them really pissed off. And we got a huge fight. Vinny stormed out. Worst Christmas ever.
They couldn't relate. And
No.
how old do you think the girl is? 26,
No,
27?
she's 28. She told
28?
I sat in the back and I talked to both of them for a long time.
And what about how old do you think Joe is?
He's 35.
35. So, I mean, neither one of them have a life.
I don't know. I think they have a different life. I think they have a different type of life, but nothing that they could relate to. I mean, we sit down, we play Scrabble. We're very competitive with Scrabble. We just did Wordle together.
Did you laugh when I asked her that one question?
Which question did you ask?
You don't
her?
remember the question? Because she came in and said, well, what do you talk about? And I was going to bust her chops.
yes.
And she said, well, I'm a lesbian. I talk about being a lesbian.
Right.
And I said to her, I would rather you not do that. I said it straight faced. I talk about being a lesbian.
Right.
And she caught on quick. But then 10 minutes later, I said to her, so how long have you been a lesbian? Which I think is an hysterical question. And you gave me the look like, what is wrong with you? Look. But she laughed. That was fine.
Right.
I had a blast. And I know it was a good show. You know how I know?
How?
Because the woman afterward.
Oh, who wanted to make out with you?
Yes.
Right, even though I was standing right
there.
Did not care.
Did not care.
Did not care. You even said, there's my wife, and she even acknowledged me.
Acknowledged you. Looked over.
Yeah.
Basically said, you signed on for this, honey. You married an entertainer.
Yeah.
It was a little uncomfortable. She was very forward.
She was. And I didn't realize that was her friend with her. I
Yeah.
thought that was her husband. So I thought to myself, maybe she has this type of behavior with everybody.
It's me.
I know. You can't turn it off, as you like to say.
And the 6 or 7 black women, they loved me.
Yeah, they do.
And they wanted to make out with me.
They did.
And
Yeah.
the 2 cedar guys, the bouncer guys, they wanted to make out with me.
I don't know about that. I think you've gone too far now.
It was a very good set, though.
No, it was.
Fun.
It was a lot of fun. And then we had Craig Robinson at the club.
So much fun.
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't get to make it up to any of the shows, which I was bummed about.
I love how you say that. Because you always do this. I'm coming up Sunday night. I'm going to make sure things are running right. And then Sunday, I think when you wake up on the day that you've committed to going somewhere like that, I think you wake up and you start immediately figuring out different ways to get yourself out of it.
Honestly, to be honest with you, God bless you. Or is that a cough?
That was
I
a
don't
cough.
know. I like a good afternoon show. I
Yes.
like a good afternoon show.
Yes, you do.
If every show could be in the afternoon, I'd be at every one. But honestly, by 10 o'clock, I'm zipped up in bed.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's unreal.
Going to bed. But, I wanted to talk to you about is the email that we got today
Yeah.
about the Craig Robinson show. And
Tell them about the email.
so first, I just want to say we were sold out for 6 shows. 7 shows. 7 shows, sold out, huge wait list. People love him. Love him. I just want to say that.
And can I also say this?
Yeah.
As a comic,
Yeah.
I have seen everybody, and I can gauge whether someone's funny or not funny.
Right.
Right now, like when I saw my set on Saturday night,
Right.
very, very, very
Oh,
funny.
sure. Definitely.
Very
Definitely. Yeah. Without a doubt.
I stepped out of my body, looked down at myself, and said, I'd like to make out with me.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's how funny it was. I wanted to make out with me.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, as a guy that's seen everybody,
Right.
Craig Robinson is phenomenal. He's different. He's
Yes.
funny. He's just great.
Right. And Sunday, the Late Show, he himself on the Late Show performed for 2 hours.
He did 2 hours and change on the Late
Right.
Show. He brought his brother up. That show was so good. Late night Sunday night, meaning people have to get up and go to work. There are a lot of school teachers. They weren't worried about it, but people that get up and care about Monday morning job performance, well, they were
Right.
concerned. So it was a great show. So go ahead.
So we got a customer complaint today, and she was very upset with Craig's act. Very upset that he played music the whole time. He didn't do any jokes. This was a birthday gift. She was very, very, very upset. And it just, I'm condensing the email for the sake of time, but it was very long. It was very long. And when we get things like that, it often makes me stop and pause, because when we go to the movies and we don't like the movie, we don't march up to the 17-year-old man. What the
I'm denying the call. I have to do that.
Why don't you have him muted?
Write an email.
I will. I'm going to complain about you. To who? I don't know. Maybe to Noah.
Yeah, I can complain.
So, no, but when we go to the movies, let's say I'm unhappy with Tom Cruise and his decisions in Top Gun.
Hey, whoa.
I'm
Pick
just
a
saying.
different example, honey.
I actually
the
I love
movie
that
was
movie.
incredible.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie.
All right, so pick a different film.
Okay. So,
Pick Susan Sarandon. Take
okay,
your
no,
pick.
No. You know what? In the movie, where's the one where the house goes up? Up.
Wizard of Oz.
Oh no, Up. Yeah.
You didn't like Up?
In Up, I was sitting in the movie theater. Tabby was very little, and then they show the montage of them having a baby, losing a baby, super depressed, and then the wife dies. And I remember thinking, wow, this is a really heavy movie for an 8-year-old.
Yeah, we have to have a talk.
Okay, well, let's circle back.
Up is amazing.
Okay, but regardless, I didn't march out to the 18-year-old manager and say, hey, I didn't like that movie.
Right.
There was a part of that movie that I didn't like. Now, with the internet, you can see everybody's act.
Yes.
Everybody's act. There's nothing like, so unless something's like offensive or someone argues with you, you know, I don't understand it. It's the age of complaints. Like,
You are 100% right. And that's the thing. The keyboard makes you very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And you sit in your little room, you probably don't have pants on, and the keyboard is your alleyway to the world. Listen, we're putting videos up, getting
Right.
great comments, and then you'll see someone like a ridiculous comment. The thing about this Craig Robinson thing is, okay, what exactly should we do that you didn't care for his act?
right.
And by the way, 2,100 or 2,099 people disagreed with you wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly, they loved it. They had a great time.
Right.
But also just, you know, I don't know. But before I go to a movie, I look it up. If it's a scary movie, I say, not for me.
Right.
You know, if it's whatever, not for me.
Right. Sentimental children's cartoon with a message, not for you. Not for you. A Disney film with an uplifting message at the end, not for Vicky Brandt.
No, but it's such a crazy age that we live in, right?
crazy.
Like in our town Facebook page, someone could ask for the smallest thing, like, hey, I need my house cleaned tomorrow. Is there any house cleaners available? Literally, that was just one that went up. And people just can't help themselves. Can't clean your own house, can you? I clean my own house. Like,
It's so true.
my house cleaner sucks. Like, what?
It's
Like,
so true.
Like, it's so crazy.
The internet makes me absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
Because the ability for people to count.
Mm-hmm.
Because at their lives, in their this is what I believe.
Right.
In their actual life, they don't count. Like that woman, and we have to be careful. She could be a good customer. So let me just address that. Dear person that didn't like Craig Robinson, we're very concerned about your dislike of Craig Robinson. We will address this issue immediately. I will personally write Craig a different act and fix it pronto. Now, if you're a fan and you're a customer, please know I that particular complaint, I'll give you tickets for another show. We will do that.
Well, yeah, no, I was going to give her tickets for another show, but I mean, I really feel like that's the whole reason she's reaching out.
Which is fine. Don't disparage her any further. She could be watching. She'll start trolling us. So, but the thing is, here's the thing. Now, we happen to have a musical act sitting in our living room.
Right, which I want to ask him a couple questions.
Yep. And he's great.
Yeah.
And very funny. And it is growing. His audience is growing. And now, there may be people that say, well, I don't like musical comedy. Or maybe they see me and they go, I don't like comedy that's so funny from a really good-looking guy.
Sure.
There might be somebody.
It's really Tom Cruise lookalike. He's so funny. I don't like to look at him.
You know what I saw in Philadelphia?
What'd you see in Philadelphia?
The guy from Up. I told you.
Oh, yes, you did.
I
Maybe
showed
that's
you the
why
picture.
it reminded me that I didn't care for that movie.
Did you? But he was absolutely the guy from Up. And I wanted to take his picture so bad. I snuck a picture, and I'll put it up later on. I'll sneak it out. I'll show it to you. It's so good. I can't put it up now. But anyway, the internet has made it crazy. And here's the other thing about complaints.
Right.
If you walk around complaining, you don't even realize this. You are feeding your brain a negative feedback loop.
Right.
Because you're complaining and that becomes an action. It's the action you're taking. I'm complaining, which is why I tell our kids, go, approach the world positively. I've been trying to tell you this for years. Approach the
No, but you know what it is when we got this complaint, it reminded me of that one time that we got the review on Google from the gentleman that was calling when it was like that freak flood in New Brunswick, and we had to cancel. Like, we had to cancel our staff from coming in. We had to cancel a show. It was that freak flood.
Hurricane Floyd.
No. This was like a year ago when we were having Impractical Jokers. Like, it was just freak flood that happened.
Yes.
And so we had told the whole staff, nobody come in. And he was having difficulty ordering his Impractical Joker tickets.
Right.
So he gave us a 1-star review and said, this place sucks.
Can't order tickets online.
Yes.
For a show that was already sold out, I might add.
Right. And so then I immediately responded back and said, hey, have you not seen the news?
Right.
Central Jersey had some serious flooding. It's flooded. We don't have our staff in. And, you know, it was for their safety. It's more important for our staff safety, you know, to worry about. And then he privately messaged me and said, my bad. I'm sorry. I couldn't get tickets. I didn't want to be left out of the show.
He took it down, right?
He took it down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but he was just so quick to put something up like that, which is my point. And like when, you know, we went somewhere recently with the whole staff and the service wasn't stellar. Nice people, service wasn't stellar. And,
yeah.
But they were nice people. They worked hard. I'm not going to say a word about it because they worked hard and it's a business and they're trying to survive. Like,
well, who also, this is what I've always wanted to do.
Right.
I've always wanted to find people's negative reviews.
right,
And then I wanted to Google where they lived and drive by their house.
right.
And I guarantee you, someone with 55 negative reviews on the internet, their shit's not together because they're doing all the negative stuff. And wouldn't you love to be able to go, you know, like, hey, Joe, drove by your house the other day, couldn't help but notice there's dog shit everywhere and your grass isn't cut. Maybe if you spent a little less time reviewing restaurants, Joe.
Well, we've talked about this because when you're a reviewer and you review more and more and more, you are a top reviewer.
Yes.
So a lot of times you can look at their history of reviewing.
And they're all negative.
They're all negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, negativity sells.
Yes.
So one of the things I've said about our show all the time, I love the fact that we're a positive-based show. We don't
Right.
do anything trash talking.
Well, I'm about to, but go on.
But we trash talk the one. Who we gonna trash talk?
No, just keep going. Yeah.
So we're trying to trash talk because it's positive. And,
Right.
you know, but the negative on the internet, look what's happening even in the news. Everything is so negative.
Yeah.
Right? I never write negative reviews. Like you had said to me when I went to Michigan, when you come home, all the laundry will be folded. But I don't go on Google and write, none of the laundry was folded. I don't do that.
This sucks.
This
This household isn't what it was supposed to be. No.
is good scotch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I actually wanted to put this up. I'm super excited about this because I couldn't stop laughing when I saw this headline. So Noah, can you put up the other picture? So let me know when it's up.
Are we buffering or are we okay?
No, we're good.
Good.
Yeah. So this is my favorite thing. New Jersey weighs bringing back paper bags as unwanted reusable bags pile up.
I love it.
I couldn't stop laughing
I love it.
when I heard this headline. I mean, I couldn't stop laughing because here was, I'm going to go through all the reasoning too, because I also listened, after I saw the headline, I listened to it on NJ 101.1.
Oh, they got to be going crazy.
Well, they were going crazy on my way to the airport to pick you up. So apparently theft is up because everyone has their own bags and people are just putting stuff in their bags and walking out. The other reason theft is up is people are stealing the baskets and just walking home with them and like putting them in their car. And then the bigger problem is households, which have this. So Maddie and I were counting the bags earlier today because every time we go, we forget. And now I'm just like, I'm putting it in my purse. I'm putting it in my pockets. I just don't care. I'm like, I don't want to buy any more bags. We have somewhere in the neighborhood of about 150 bags.
I know, at 79 to 80 cents a bag. That's why the video I made such sense.
Right.
My garbage bags, take your shit out of the garbage bag, put the garbage bag in the trash bin. Now, that's, okay. Now, here's the thing. Here's what cracks me up. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go back to paper bags.
Well, they're still weighing the options. And here's where it is. Here's where the problems lie. So first of all, I just want to back up. A couple years ago, right before the COVID shutdown, you and I went to Disney Institute, which I would love to repeat. And if anybody ever has, if you do any kind of business, Disney Institute is incredible.
5-star review.
Yeah, 5-star review. So basically, in this week-long program, they teach you to think. I mean, obviously, it's only a week, like just a small sliver how Disney approaches everything. And one of the things, their big thing, is to think about every scenario possible before you do something. Every scenario possible. Clearly, our bag band didn't think about every scenario possible. Because I'm going to tell you, not just the theft is the problem. It's, well, people have them piling up in their house. And the bulk of the reusable bags are not recyclable.
They're not.
So what's happening is that the handles are jamming up the sorters. So
the sorters,
like when they take it to a recycling plant.
Oh my
first,
God.
They don't have the manpower to like sort out recycling bags if they are indeed recyclable. That's the first thing. The second thing is the handles on them jam up the sorters. And so to me, that is just hysterical.
So funny.
Right. And then, so like then people were like weighing in, like you need to find like a special bin just for your reusable bags. And then they said,
I, ironically, have a plastic bin for my reusable bags. This is such a bunch of shit. Everything in the store is wrapped in plastic. Everything.
Right.
So what are we telling people? You're not putting those bottles of water in a plastic bag, are you? It's asinine.
Well, and then the other big problem is the companies like Instacart and Ship It, all those companies are now, every time people are getting deliveries, are putting them in reusable bags. So like if you're a household that uses that service all the time, now you're getting frustrated because now you have hundreds of reusable bags to which now you are going to throw out because you can't. Like one woman's like, they're all over my basement.
Now, I just want to point out a couple things. Number one, I said day one theft would go up.
Right.
I said it, remember? I said people are going to put stuff in their bags. They're going to put stuff in their pockets.
Yeah.
I actually said I'm going to go in the store with a coat, stuff my bags, stuff in the coat to make them follow me, go to the register, scan everything and put it back in my coat. The coat was going to be the way I could gauge what I could carry, what fits in the coat. So I said theft would go up, theft went up. I said those bags have become a problem, those bags are a problem. This is why I need to run the world. I need to run the world. You want to get rid of plastic bags? The solution's so easy. Don't make me buy a reusable bag. I'm not going to do that, all right? Just give me some type of incentive to bring in my own bag situation. Don't penalize me. Give me an incentive. People respond to the apple.
Right. Well, I forget what I was. Oh, so the other thing is that 101.5 had on right after the whole theft problem was what legally you can do if you spot a shoplifter, and essentially nothing.
Yeah.
So like even if an employee sees someone stealing, legally they can't say anything. They have to say something to their security team, and then the security team has to be able to be the ones to see them stealing. And then essentially they don't have the authority really to stop you. They have to like mentally think. They have to like give like mental Jedi power to the person and like have them think that they have the authority to stop you, but legally they don't. So like they can, if you come in on your own free will and like they said like, stop, you're stealing. And you're like, I guess I'm caught. And you walk back in, then you can be prosecuted because you wait for the cops.
Do we prosecute in New Jersey shoplifting?
I think that it has to be something where you come back in on your own accord. They can't stop you.
You know, in California, if you shoplift under a certain value, they don't prosecute.
Right, I know.
So if I were in California, I would literally, I would just walk in and take, how much
You
is
would
this?
never do that.
How much is this? $8. Thank you. And I would walk out. I would never do it. But that's what, this society is so backed up. So backward, right?
Right.
Like, why can't I stop someone from stealing from me if I own a store? No sense at all. And
No.
the bag thing, hysterical.
It is hysterical, and it's funny you say that about like stealing because you never would. And like the one time in Whole Foods parking lot, I found a $20 bill, and I walked it back inside, thinking like this could be somebody's last 20, really. But if you're shopping at Whole Foods, probably not. But yeah,
Definitely not.
but I didn't want the karma on me. I didn't want it. It's bad karma. It's bad juju. I don't want your $20.
How much money would it have to be before you risk the bad juju?
I don't know, but Candy is saying her youngest was pepper sprayed. A security guard was chasing a shoplifter. Candy, that's highly illegal. Like, that is highly illegal. I think I smell a lawsuit, Candy.
Candy's her kid got pepper
Her
sprayed.
kid got accidentally pepper
Oh,
sprayed.
Candy, what are you kidding me? Find a lawyer.
Yeah.
So, how much money would you have to find before you risk the bad juju? Let's say you find a ticket, a lottery ticket. You didn't buy it, and you find out it's the ticket. $800 million.
$800 million. But I found it. I just feel like that bad juju would follow me around my whole life.
Okay, so the very first guy you go to and go, did you drop this $800 million ticket? He's like, I did drop that ticket.
I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I would wait on the news to see if somebody called it in. I don't know.
So you would go on TV and say,
No, I
if someone
wouldn't.
lost this, 800 million people, it was mine.
I don't know.
I think if you find a winning lottery ticket, I just want to clear this up on air. If you find a winning lottery ticket, or even $20, because the odds are the person you handed it into went,
Well, essentially, it was somebody that we knew at Whole Foods, which I did not think highly of him to begin with. But
they took the money.
he basically said he was taking it.
He said it was his.
He said he was taking it.
He
He said, nobody's turning it in. I'm going to put it in my pocket.
Right. And so here's the thing. I think if you find $20,
Yeah.
that's good juju. Like the world's trying to feed you a good moment. And you're not evaluating. Now, if you saw someone drop $20, that's bad juju. But if you found $20, you got to say, well, that's the universe saying, attaboy, Vicky, here's a 20. You've been doing a good job.
I don't agree. Here's what I think. I think if I needed the $20, like if I was down and out and I needed the $20 and then the universe presented me with $20, then I would think that's fine. But if I'm okay and I don't need that $20, I'm going to put that 20 back to the universe.
Okay, so can I make 2 adjustments in your plan? Can I suggest 2 adjustments?
Sure.
So if you find $20 and you don't think it's yours, you want the karma,
I do.
go find someone that needs 20. Don't give it to some guy at the store and put it in his pocket. Go find a guy and say, listen, I found this. Life's been good to me. Here's 20.
I would say that. However,
One more adjustment.
if somebody was at Whole Foods.
No, you go find a homeless
Okay.
person.
All right. Well.
One more adjustment.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anything over $100,
I can't even see
you got
the
to F
comments.
everybody and keep that for us. Everybody, tough shit.
Well, I mean, we've had this long-standing argument between us because I don't want to be, when we play the lottery, I always say, whatever we win, if we win, I'm donating a good portion of it. And you always say, no, we're not. So.
Wait, I say I want to do good things with it. Like a good fishing boat, a good ski house, a good trip for Babette and Chris. Because I see you, Babette, agreeing with Vicky. But how would you feel if I said to you, hey, how'd you like to spend a week in our ski chalet? Suddenly, Vinny's got the better plan. Right or wrong, Babette?
Yeah.
So
So,
I would say this. Yes, we're going to do it right now. I would say this. I want to do good things for people. I don't like giving to charities. I think they're all snaky.
See,
Shaky.
that's you being cynical And yeah, so I disagree with you. But
Are we inviting Chris in?
yes, we are. I'm gonna switch over to
You're
here.
staying on though.
I'm coming over here. Yeah.
Vicky never likes to interview guests.
No, but Chris is gonna take my spot, and I'm gonna come sit next to you. Now we didn't even tell Noah we were doing this because we were gonna Shanghai Chris. So can you move over?
Where do you want me? Left?
Yeah. So,
Noah.
where did Chris just go?
Or Chris, bring in just a little bit of a monkey shoulder.
All right.
Just a little tiny little bit of monkey shoulder. And I'm excited to do this.
No. So hop on, Chris.
Just a very good. This is Chris Covert, everybody.
Yeah, Chris Covert, everyone. So I can't see a single person's comments. So I don't know what's going on with my computer.
We'll figure it out. We'll come back
apologize.
later.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hello,
Thank you, Chris
Jennifer.
Covert, for
Hello.
you and Babette bringing me. I just have a second little taste there because
Is it,
I
you
don't
like
drink.
it?
I do like it.
I know nothing about Scott. Babette actually found it. I don't know.
Well, let me ask you, if you don't mind me asking.
Yeah.
Was it more than $500?
Yes.
Well, there you go. I
we
love the
found it
name.
on
Yeah,
the
it's funny.
ground at in a Whole Foods parking lot.
Sure.
So,
It tastes delicious.
it came with a ticket to Craig Robinson. So you know.
We're all wrapped up there.
You killed it last time
The show.
at the show
Great.
at the club,
Super fun.
and you were mad at me for not being there.
You just came in from your trip. I get it. It's fine. You'll see me one of these days. I'm hilarious. I don't know if you heard.
Can I tell you something? Vicky will attest this. So, our July and August this year were just
Insane.
insane. And the first 2 weeks of September have been insane. So I will be at your next show. Unless,
I think you have to stop saying our July, August, September were insane. Because in July you said our April, May, March was insane. So I feel like we just have to say like this is our crazy life, and we just have to make time to go see Chris.
so you'll give $20 to some jackass because you want good karma, but you'll dump all over me on the podcast and make my life hard.
You know what? That's after 27 years. I feel like that's my job.
You do it. You're so good. You need a promotion because I'll tell you right now, I will make time to come see the show.
You
I
should.
know you're great.
Thank you.
You know how I know that? You do big venues. People come back and see you, and you put a lot into it. That's the test. You do a lot into it. I have a very different process. I don't work hard at it.
Well, so Vinny is performing this Friday with John Bramnick, and then Saturday, who's performing with you Saturday?
I don't know.
Okay, awesome. So Saturday and Friday, Vinny will be performing at the club. Chris, when are you performing again?
Friday, I'll be at Comedy Works in Bristol,
Bristol, PA.
PA.
Nice.
And Sunday, I'm doing a private for Comedy Shop. We got something going on in North Jersey somewhere.
You should talk into that little magic stick. You're a soft talker. I will tell you that I love the comedy. I love the comedy shop too. Haven't been there in a
Yeah.
long time.
This is it's a different venue, but James.
James is
DiBenedetto,
great.
Yeah, he's super great.
He's so much fun. And I mean, how many years are you doing comedy now? I know I've talked about this.
Did my first show in 1991.
So you're right around the same time me. I'm a little before that.
I took some time off too. At one point, I was like, "No, I can't keep doing this." And then I got
It's a lot. It's a grind.
yeah.
So
As a non-comedian, and I'm sure Babette feels this way, as a non-comedian, and I get it, and I applaud you guys for going up on stage and putting it out there. But sometimes when you're like, oh, I have to work tonight, I have to do 45 minutes. Oh, I mean, your sister would make fun of you because we were like, what a dream job you have.
There's no.
Like,
There's no better feeling than making somebody laugh.
yeah,
To me.
like you guys walk
Chris,
off the
don't
stage.
side with her. It's hard work.
I don't like the travel. We were just talking about this. I don't like driving, especially around here. I don't like long drives. That gets to me. But the actual job, I love every bit of it.
Right, like I mean, just watching people watch Vinny. That's like when I'm there, and I'm watching him perform and people are having a good time, I feel good about it. Just, you feel good. Yeah, so proud, right? It's a nice feeling to watch people, for whatever reason, whatever walks of life they have come from and whatever problems they've left at the door. It's like you're giving them that, 45 minutes of taking a break from their problems, which is so lovely.
It's beautiful.
It really is. And so when Vinny's like, oh, I have to go to work for 45 minutes. And
I don't get that dramatic. No, I think the hard part of our business now is getting people in the seats.
It is. It
right?
really is. The business has definitely changed.
Yeah.
Huge. Like, it has definitely changed.
And the people that haven't seen it live and they just watch videos on, they don't know how magic it is in person. It is such a different animal.
Right.
You go watch the same thing that you just saw on the video, and I'm just being there and live where anything can happen. It's such a different feeling, the whole thing through. It's a different energy.
It's the energy. Babette's right. It's the energy.
Yeah. It's the energy, and it's see that now when I and while I'm working and I'm having fun. So if I want to have fun and I'm going to involve the audience in the front row, one of the things I know I'm doing, and I love doing it, is I don't let them know where I'm going. Meaning, it might be you, and I weave it nicely. You do the same thing. You weave the audience in, right? Where everybody's involved.
I know the psychology because I'm not the cleanest. So when I get them to like me first, that's the plan. Mm-hmm. We have a saying that we do right before I go on. We do a little thing, and she always says, "Stick the landing," which is like in gymnastics, you stick the landing. So she's always keeps me on my toes to make sure I do my best.
Nice to
so
say.
nice.
That is, I say, Vinny, better be funny.
Don't you like Oh, Vicky doesn't. I'm going to tell you a story. So, to finish your stick the landing. So you want to make...
That's it. So I'm on par, and I remember that. And when I get off and she's smiling.
Does Babette give you... Is there a piece that she doesn't like of yours?
She has changed a couple of things I do, which I don't consider myself raunchy. I never did. I am dirty to a point. So I'm smart dirty, not just dirty.
That's very hard to believe.
It's true. It is true. But she's changed up some of the wording, or suggested I change some of the wording, and a lot of it works. Because I don't have the female perspective when I'm doing my stuff. And she says, maybe if you use this word instead of this word, it's not as offensive, and it'll be a little more, and it works better for everybody. It still gets
Vicky
the
has
point across.
a couple pieces she just doesn't like of mine.
Yeah.
Because she says, well, this is, you might offend this group or that group or whatever. And I'm not going to tell you the piece now, because I'll tell you off camera. There's a piece that she doesn't like that I do. And I did it this week, and it killed. It absolutely killed. It always kills. And I talk about Vicky after I do the piece. And I tell another part that had become part of the material. And that kills even more. Now, here's a great weekend. She's like, I'm so proud of you. It's so good. We get in the car. I go, did you like this? She goes, I did. I really liked it. And I could hear it. I really liked it. I did. And the second did has that intonation that says, there's a butt coming.
Yeah.
So it's like, I did. I really did. I did. Yeah, that's a whole different did. And I just want to go, just stop right there. Yeah. Instead, she right around. I think you can't do this. You have to change this piece. There's a kid in the neighborhood, and I call him a name.
Yeah.
And Vicky wants me to change the name. And I won't change the name. But she actually got to me on the drive back, because I look at Vicky as a wholly better person than me to everyone else but me. And that's not true. She's a good person. She's a better person than I am. So Vicky tells me, well, you got to change this piece because you might offend somebody. And I don't ever want to offend anybody. I'm not that guy. I think if you get ruffled, and, there are moments when people get ruffled, and I'm like, well, that's just on you, right? Yeah. Like, I don't know when I became responsible for your feelings. I'm supposed to make you laugh. I'm hopeful I can do that. I'm not responsible to make you laugh. I'm going to say funny things. Now, what you do with it, that's up to you.
Yeah.
So this
I
woke.
love that thinking. I love it.
Well, you know the
Because
woke.
you said to me, we had this conversation a couple months ago, and you said no one ever went to a comedy show to learn something.
Right.
Which is brilliant.
Right.
And it's true.
Thank you. No
A
one.
lot of times they are going out to have a good time.
Yes.
But then you get email person, and there's always going to be
There's always one.
the internet and all this gave everyone a voice, and not everyone really deserves one.
No.
But it also gave them the chance to mouth off without the fear of getting punched in the mouth, which is what.
100%. And there used to be a gatekeeper, right? You had to be an editorial writer to get on and write, and you had to be, a food reviewer to review. I say it, and clean up, not clean up, but what I said is, and it's true. We've been producing comedy forever. These comedians that get up on stage and they're going to pontificate and teach you something about the world. I know most of them. Most of them they're keen in that they're wordsmiths and they're not dumb that way. But the vast majority of them are not well read. They're not bright people. And they're up there giving you their opinions as if they're fact. And they're trying to change the world. And I've never seen anybody come into the club, stop their friends and go, hey, remember, we're here to learn something. No one's ever done it.
Yeah.
And I also tell people, if you're here watching me to get your moral compass adjusted, you got to think.
Yeah.
You don't know me, even though I have a good moral compass.
You do. So, Chris, the question we wanted to ask you
Yes.
is: have you ever have a guest in the audience?
No, I've never had a guest in the audience.
No.
But I'm building.
The bet is always there.
Yeah.
You ever think of what?
Have you ever had a guest in the audience, like our Craig Robinson complaint? Have such a far-reaching complaint, like where you're like, what? No. Maybe he doesn't know.
That could be. That 100% could be.
But you know why that might be? I think it's an interesting thing. Because it's the same for me.
Yeah.
People that come to see you, they already know what they're coming to see.
I think so.
Right?
Right. That could be a good point.
Because if they know you as a comic, you don't have a TV show where you play the character and they expect to see some
that's
character.
A good point. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
They're going to see Chris Covert.
Right.
Who they know,
Right. And Craig Robinson, some of them were going to see Daryl. Or Judge Judy. What is it? What was his character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
he was
Doug.
He was a car thief.
No. I know. I watched the show.
But he also had Pineapple Express. So many things you see Craig Robinson in. So you have some expectation.
They're going to see it.
Right.
That's funny.
But
that's like when Murphy blew up with Delirious and Raw. Like people first came out and they're expecting like buckwheat and all that.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he's talking about
Right.
having sex and everything. And they brought their 12-year-old kid.
Have you seen Craig Robinson live?
No.
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 You're a music guy, and you're a keyboard guy.
Yeah.
And he's a keyboard guy. And it's a show you should go see just because there are not that many great music guys. Bo
There's
Burnham.
two that I know of.
Who do you like?
Me and Craig.
You and Craig, that's right.
Right,
Do you
right.
like Bo Burnham?
It's okay. I feel there's a generational gap between what we do.
What do you think is funny?
I think he's very creative and talented.
Who are you talking about?
Bo Burnham.
I don't
He's
know.
like does rap and piano stuff.
I
Is he
like.
younger or older?
Very younger.
Yeah, he's younger.
Yeah.
Oh, a little older than you. Okay.
What do you think about any comic? When you blow up,
Right.
once you get big, there's everyone's telling everyone he's brilliant.
Sure.
Bo Burnham is funny.
Right.
I've never watched Bo's entire set. I've seen things. I'm like, it's funny. But when you get big, everyone thinks you're brilliant, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
And then you get your detractors, and that's what happened to Amy. Amy Schumer got so big, and then people said, "Oh, let's take her down a few pegs." And there's that organized. She sucks, and clearly she doesn't suck. The
It's
woman's got
gonna
an
happen,
enormous
yeah.
audience,
Yeah.
and she's a funny girl. I like Amy.
There's a lot of there could be a lot of hate in the comedy world. And I don't get it because we all I would say 96% of us really just want to make people happy.
Right.
Really want to make people happy.
Yes,
There is a little cutthroat and a lot of ego and
a lot of ego.
a lot of ego.
Did you ever do the whole New York thing?
You know what? With the keyboard and stuff,
Hard.
I don't mind. Staten Island's pretty easy. Keyboard, lugging stuff to Gotham and everything. No.
So, you know,
It's a lot.
the Jersey comics, when I broke in the city, the New York comics were just for grins and giggles. They would hate the Jersey guys.
Sure.
Look down their nose. Oh, he's from Jersey. He's from Jersey. And I remember because I had kids very young. I talked about having kids very early on, and they didn't have kids. So they weren't talking about having kids. And lo and behold, here we are 25 years later, and they're all talking about having kids.
Yeah.
And they're doing jokes that I have a version of that joke 25 years previous. Now, it's where we are. Back then, I understood the competition more because you were auditioning for one Letterman spot.
Yeah.
Today, the internet, everyone can blow up. I don't know if I mentioned it yet on the podcast, but I had over 22 million views. Probably 22 million and a half by now in the last 30 days.
How many of those were yours, though?
Just sitting there all day.
I
know
sprained, I sprained this finger, clearing my browser and refreshing my cookies.
No more fingerprint. It's just a.
So, you know, but here's the thing. Let's say I do a million views,
Yeah.
and you do a million views, and Vicky and Babette do a million views. Guess what? There's trillions of views available. You ready to rap?
Yeah.
Vicky says rap. I love it. Like she's writing a note. Like I have to read. Like I don't know already. You know what I'm saying?
No, we like to keep it at a certain time.
Well, hang on. She said stretch. Chris, I love the fact that you called me today,
Yes.
popped in.
Okay.
Tomorrow you'll have your new date at the club, which we'll do, and we've got to continue to build that audience. I love the fact that you are doing great. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah.
I don't want that, but Beth's having a sex change operation, and
Yeah.
she's doing very well.
Was that Chris's request?
Yes. we ordered a appendectomy.
Yeah.
So-
for those that couldn't hear, she just said it was at Chris's request, the
Yes.
sex change.
I'm having a hard time coming up with new material, so I figured,
Sure.
Yeah.
you know,
Sure. That'll make
let's
it.
add some parts and
Yeah.
see what happens.
So, and we have some other videos. Would you please do me a favor? Would you please call Rob?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
please, you know,
You want to call him now? Or?
no, because I'm embarrassed. He's a great guy. And can we do tell her she is?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, they supplied some food tonight.
What do we have to do? Do we have to tape it during the day? Is that what we have to do?
We can do it whenever you want. We just gotta, when we pick a day, probably, I don't know, stick with it. Just one,
Yes.
Just one time.
I feel like it's a little salty.
Just follow through.
You know what it is?
Because we've made 4 dates so far.
Let me explain to you
Mr.
why
Big
that
Shot,
happened.
Salty.
busy
Let me
guy.
explain. I know what
22
happened.
million views.
22
Chris.
million views. He's a busy guy.
I know what happened. Chris sat in your chair. He admitted it. Okay. So, Chris, if we could, ideally, you would ask him for one Tuesday night to let us come in at 8 o'clock.
Yes, 100%.
And we'll bring in,
Next Tuesday.
Right, but I would also like to shoot a video there, another video.
yeah, we'll shoot a video there.
Yeah.
But I would bring in a small group of people. We'll pay for a catering, let them eat, let him introduce a bunch of people to where she is. Am I saying it right?
Talercios.
To where she is.
I'm ready to
Yeah.
walk off.
I got it right. Okay, good. And so if we brought in 20 people
Yeah.
and let them eat, that would be a fun Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You know, we'll pick a menu out. We'll pay. He'll make Tarshias can make a little money.
Yeah.
So let's do it that way.
Yeah, we'll film it and make it like a podcast. You want to do a podcast?
This.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me? Is it? You'll need internet there. They have internet, right? So you could do that, right?
Take to the
Yeah.
internet
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. We work by candlelight. It's
Yeah.
really weird. We do
So-
Amish style.
Yeah.
The slicers are foot cranks.
All right. Let's pick the date right now. When are we doing it?
I don't care.
Pick and
What-
choose. Talk to.
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll pick
talk
a date.
tomorrow.
And then, all right. So what else do you have coming up? You have an open mic.
Thursday, I run the open mic for the Count Basie Theater.
Oh,
It's
wow.
at the what used to be the Bowtie Theater on White Street. They have beer.
Okay, nice.
I said I'm not doing it if you're not having alcohol.
Sure,
I
I
said
gotcha.
we're gonna get alcohol. So they have it's $5 to get in. We have a lot of new timers, old timers. Don Jameson comes down. We have a good time.
Do you get a good audience?
Yeah, a lot.
What night is it?
Thursday.
It's the third Thursday every month.
Will you remind me? I'm going to come do it. I want to do one.
It's this Thursday.
I think he's reminding you.
That's
just
perfect.
reminded you.
What time's the show?
6:30 I start the sign up, and then I think 7 o'clock we start, and then we just go and
Okay.
have a blast.
I don't want to sound like I'm a big shot. I'm not signing up. I walk in and I go on. Can I do Thursday?
Yeah, you can.
Thursday I'm coming in.
All right, you're my special guest. I already she'll put you on the list.
I love that. Can you come record it, Noah?
I have to talk to you about that.
Huh?
On Thursday specifically.
Yeah, he
I
quit.
can try.
What's Thursday?
I have a week.
A what?
He's awake. He's
What?
awake.
Oh,
I'm so
I can't make a
Wait,
joke
we
about
can't
that.
end the show on the wake. Is anyone going to a wedding this week?
No, I'm sorry, whoever passed.
Sorry, bud.
All right. No, we just made the whole show depressing. All
Now we
right.
got to wrap it up.
All right, wrap it up. Listen, Tuesday Night Live, this is
Yes.
Vicky.
I'm Vicky.